Thanks for joining us. I'm Ann Herbst, and get stoked because stuff's about to get creative. We live in a really beautiful state, but there's more to it than mountains and lakes and animals and all that stuff, and you'll see that in our next story by Mike Grady, who's right in here.
Hi, Ann. I hope people like stories about weird instruments, because I do. DU's got one. We went, checked it out.
It sounds like there's a lot more tradition when you hear them going off.
A lot of people have heard carillons or heard bells. They don't quite know what's going on in the tower.
You'd think there'd be some sort of key involved that you're playing, and then that translates to really loud gong bells playing.
Let's see. I'm Joey Brink. I'm the university carillonist and adjunct professor of carillon, which means I play the bells and teach bells. So a carillon is a keyboard instrument, and it plays bells.
What was it called again? Caroline? Caroline. There you go. Nice.
So we have 65 bells in the tower. The smallest bell is only 20 pounds, but the biggest bell is 12,000 pounds. I've been doing this for a long time, so I'm kind of used to the feeling of controlling the soundscape for a neighborhood. Do you remember how to find a C?
Ah, shoot, it's this one.
Yes.
Okay, my name is Ella and I'm a junior. I'm playing the carillon.
And this note compared to where it was?
I think it's something that's really unique to the campus and just kind of makes us stand out. Okay, so that's F, so then that's G.
E, because you're going backwards.
Crap, E, okay.
Yeah, you're good.
So when I figured out it was like a class I could take and I could learn how to play it, I thought it'd be cool to try.
Exactly.
It's nice to look forward to, and it helps me also know if I'm running late to things, but in like a nice way.
People are often surprised when I tell them that this is actually a growing art form. The art form is growing, and it's exciting to be able to continue that growth.
Thanks, Grady. We're headed down the hallway to see Corky Shull, who's a magical unicorn of a storyteller, and you'll see why in this next piece. Hey, Corky, what'd you learn?
I learned that stories like this really teach you to not take things like the simple act of seeing color for granted.
What's the colour of the back wall here? You know, it's like a cream colour or something. I think you just get used to it. I'm 60 years old now and I've just had a life of, that's how it is.
Thank you everyone so much for joining us this morning.
Hi, my name's Jason Burke. I'm a math instructor at Metro. My wife's actually over there. I have no idea what colour top she has on. People just don't seem to realise colour blindness. Press the green button. Which is the green button?
My name is Connor Yetto. I'm 31 years old and I have green-red color blindness.
When people say, well, what about traffic lights? I'm going, it's top, middle and bottom. That's a ridiculous question. What do you do? You know.
We are here to try on the colorblind glasses.
They're designed, in theory, to correct your colour vision. Yeah, it's not going to obviously cure your colour blindness all of a sudden. Yeah, it looks different, yeah.
Wow. I can't believe this is how people really see.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on. It's hard to say.
All the colors are jumping out together, not just blending into one.
You know, you're kind of thinking, well, do I still not sure what the colours are? They are definitely more vibrant.
That's just insane.
We really wanted to get the word out that we now have these glasses available for a loan.
Oh, that's purple.
But the glasses will be accessible not only to our art department students, but to everybody on our campus.
I still don't know what colour your top is, hon. So.
To be able to access this and view art a different way is something incredible.
Hey there, welcome to the newsroom. We're gonna talk to Rachel Krause and Alex Castillo about their favorite part of shooting this next story. Rachel, what you got?
I love that Marianne just wanted to riff and play piano and share her love of music the whole time. It was really lovely to see.
I just loved when she made us cookies.
Okay, this is a Bach piece.
If every song tells a story, Marianne Tucker has heard them all.
So I'll do the other one.
For decades, her playing has struck a chord for churchgoers around the Denver metro.
Yes, I loved it.
She started young.
When I was 7 years old.
The music here marking the moments in the 85 years that followed.
I look in the mirror and I see all these wrinkles. At 92, I was born on Mother's Day, so I'll be 93 this year.
Most of her Sundays spent at Berkeley Baptist Church.
Well, I've been the organist there 72 years.
The same spot where she met her husband.
And my husband had a beautiful tenor voice, so we were a good combination. So you can hear how old the piano is.
The joy of playing strengthened with every song.
I do. I love to play the organ, I really do. I'll miss that a lot.
After 72 years, Marianne is finally retiring, a tough decision to make.
Yeah, I still have some in the back. Yeah, it is, but it was the drive, basically. It took me 30 minutes to drive. I just wasn't comfortable doing that anymore. Now I gotta get the lights on. Oh yeah.
Her daughter-in-law Aileen by her side.
I've been going to this church since I was a kid.
She's listened to Marianne play her whole life.
She was my piano teacher. She's the only person that I know who's ever played the organ here.
Hard to imagine without her.
It'll be very strange coming here and her not being sitting on that bench.
Well, not always that bench.
I'm on the third organ bench, but this is the third organ, but
7 decades after first sitting down to play, Marianne is ready for her final performance.
Hi.
Even if the congregation is not.
We can always count on your presence at the organ, filling the church with beautiful music.
I just can't thank you enough for everything. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my goodness, thank you.
With every note, every crescendo, her playing sings. As the music fades,
thank you, Barbara. So glad you're here.
Marianne shines.
I just enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
This song now finished, she's ready to start the next.
I don't know what I'm doing today.
And unsure what next Sunday will hold.
I don't know, one day at a time.
And happy, ending her musical career here on a high note.
Oh, thank you. That made so much day.
So up next, more music as we continue our romp through creative Colorado. Hi there, thanks for not changing the channel. You're lucky you didn't, because you're about to see Byron Reed's mariachi masterpiece. Byron, why do you like doing stories about music so much?
Music has definitely changed my life, and so seeing the mariachi band at Westminster High School change the lives of students of color was really important.
Come on in, get yourself set. I just love all students to have access to music education.
The chance to be part of a growing music program is special to everyone in this band room.
We've got piano and guitar, we've got our theater program, and then we have orchestra, band, choir. Cool. Can we hear that F sharp that you have there, the first one?
Michael Leinert knows it's important to have a good ear. He's been head of the Westminster High School Music Department for 9 years.
We have about 80% Hispanic Latino population here, and lots of students were interested in exploring more of that music.
It was a message about wanting to play the music,
and of course the mariachi,
that helped his students connect with their heritage.
It mainly deals with a lot of the Hispanic and Latino cultures and Mexican music that came from Mexico. Mariachi music can be just as complex as any symphony that you've ever heard, and there's just multiple lines floating around.
The school now has 3 mariachi ensembles made up of about 30 musicians.
We have a lot of students over the years who have said, it's just wonderful music, and I like these people that are going to be in here, and so I'm going to join that class and learn more about it too.
The The program is part of Westminster School District's Creative Arts Pipeline to get more Hispanic and Latino students interested in music study, composition, and performance.
I'm a music teacher because I want these students to have an understanding of music. I want them to have the world open to them if they want to have a career.
A passion Leinert hopes to pass along to his students.
I want them to possibly be able to have a career in music if they want that, to teach music because we need more music teachers, it's a thing, and just to love the world around them and their communities.
Students like Melanie Paredes Barones, who's a junior in the band, and even though it wasn't her first choice of instrument,
I played piano before and violin.
She says playing the harp with her classmates has meaning.
It's more like connecting with your culture and just being able to show it to people. It makes me feel great because they're just there dancing with it or they're just recording anything. It just makes me really happy.
The reason I came to this school was because I heard they had a mariachi group, so I came here and I'm really glad I got to pick it because it makes me really happy to see our culture being represented.
The high school's mariachi program is one of the few in Colorado, but Leinert hopes to hear those numbers crescendo across the state.
There's some down up in St. Vrain, and Denver Public Schools has a few, but it's time. In some of these other schools and or states in Texas and Arizona and Nevada, you'll just see mariachi programs in almost every school, and it's time. Yeah.
The musicians are part of a thriving program that's striking a chord with a director who was willing to listen.
Okay, Byron, you played an instrument, as you were saying. What did you play here? I see some photos.
Yeah, I was a drummer, so I was a drummer in high school and in college, and the skills that I learned there easily transferred over into the things that I do here at 9 News on a daily basis.
That's awesome, and that's really cute. Hey there, I've magically transported out to the newsroom at 9 News, and I'm here with Amy Hunter, who's obsessed with the Colorado Avalanche, and she somehow magically found an art story at Ball Arena. Amy, tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, I spoke with the Sully squad with the Colorado Avalanche. It's their drumline that you might have seen at some of the games.
It's game day in Denver. Thousands of fans are making their way to Ball Arena, with a group of drummers leading the way.
I think the biggest thing is it takes a lot of energy, right? Like carrying these drums and doing a parade while also trying to stay hyped up and hype up the fans and also focus on playing the music.
On the tenor drums is Austin Jankowski. He's one of 40 people who make up the Colorado Avalanche's Sully squad.
I love hockey. It's so much fun. Just like the crowds are a different breed. The fans are a different breed. They care so much about the sport.
The group began in 2015 as the Skyline drumline for the Denver Nuggets.
It's just been such a great time. I mean, you can't ask for any better teams to play with.
They made their official debut playing for the Avs during the 2021 to 2022 playoffs.
And I love drumming, so being able to join in on that fun and be able to drum with my friends while watching games is just a great experience.
Rachel Vincent joined the squad 5 years ago. As someone who never paid much attention to either sport,
I have watched basketball and hockey, but I wasn't really into it, didn't know what was going on.
She never pictured herself having a role in the games.
When you think of sports, you don't think of drumming. So being able to do something different and kind of stand out and hype people up and get people excited for something that is kind of a niche activity is just really exciting.
And now?
Yeah, I would love to see both teams make it all the way to finals. That would be amazing. But regardless, I love being here at the playoffs and just being able to drum with my friends.
Let's go Avalanche! And whatever comes next for both teams, the drumline will be there.
Not under 10.
Up next, another sportsy/artsy story. Hey there, welcome back to Creative Colorado. I'm here with reporter Matt Renew, who's not actually here right now. He's up in our mountain newsroom, of course, but I wanted to make sure that you saw the story that he did this summer.
The beaches of Malibu, California and Normandy, France might be thousands of miles apart.
My name is Dan Halprin, and I'm the son of Robert Buck Halprin.
But Los Angeles filmmaker Dan Halprin says they've never felt closer.
For us to be on the ocean, around water, representing all the things that we're talking about right here was an added bonus and additive to the story.
Thanks to Dan's father, Robert Buck Halprin. who's the subject in the most important film Dan has ever made.
Finally, at this stage of life, I've surrendered that this is the most, kind of important and type of telling story of wanting to sustain my dad's legacy.
Buck grew up sailing and was part of the Navy Scouts and Raiders, an early version of the Navy SEALs.
Buck was in a group called the Navy Scouts and Raiders. So the whole story I can tell you about that.
And during World War II, he not only helped design the landing craft used in the D-Day invasion, Buck Halprin was doing secret intelligence work before the Allied forces ever got to the beaches of Normandy.
They needed to find some people to go ashore pre-invasion to do reconnaissance, to take sand samples, to find out what kind of resistance there was, both barricades and so forth.
And on D-Day, he guided the first 2 waves of assault troops and saved the lives of 2 men from drowning.
Picking up GIs who were drowning.
It's work Buck also did in North Africa and China, earning him citations and medals.
Let's see, he's got 2 Bronze Stars, one that he received for Normandy.
Then, after the war, Buck went back to sailing, competing in the 1960 Olympics, where at the age of 52,
I believe that he was the oldest man in the American Olympic team at that time.
Buck earned a different kind of medal, coming away with bronze in 2-man star-class sailing.
Very successful in that, and most notably Olympic Games in Rome.
Like many men of his generation, Buck didn't talk about the war to his son, and when he passed away, Dan started researching his father's life to turn it into a documentary about an American war hero and Olympic champion.
People are like, man, your dad's like Forrest Gump, and I go, oh, well, yeah, kind of, he did all these things, except, no box of chocolates.
Because Dan's hope is that by telling Buck Halprin's story, he can get to know more about his father's life.
From all the people who've always said to me, what an amazing and remarkable story, what an amazing and remarkable man, I am finally accepting and saying that, yeah, my dad was a great dad, great guy, and he does have this amazing story, and I'm going to share it.
And make sure future generations won't forget.
He was my best friend. Very delighted to have the opportunity to do something to honor my best friend. And as I said before, to give something back to somebody that gave everything to me.
Thank you, Matt. Obviously, I know that's a photo, but thank you, Matt, for always finding such cool stuff in Colorado and overseas. Our last story is coming up, so hold on for like 5 more minutes. Hi there, welcome back. I'm right here next to my beautiful art installation right in front of my edit bay. I don't think I'd be a good pick for artist in residence at Rocky Mountain National Park, but this next guy is.
Most people run toward nature to get away from the noise.
You could hear those different kinds of sounds.
Garrison Gerard isn't that kind of person.
So let's just take a second and just listen.
Garrison is a listener.
Did you hear anything else?
Who makes a little sound of his own.
So I'm a composer, and I'll use the sounds of nature and stuff in a piece. And then I use them to do acoustic surveys, right. Where I just finished a year-long one in Iceland where we're tracking the impact of tourist activity and stuff.
As part of their Artist in Residence program, Rocky Mountain National Park invited him and his mics here for 2 weeks.
And people will be like, are you recording sound? So I have a whole folder of people just saying, are you recording sound?
Artists, painters, photographers helped bring attention to our national parks and public lands.
What do you hear? Do you hear water?
And helped people find a love and a connection with their national parks.
The program is one of the longest running of its kind in the National Park Service.
It sounds kind of unreal, right?
With 200 artists creating in the park since 1984.
You guys want to hear what it sounds like inside the river? And then right down there is the microphone.
The residency went quiet in 2017 when the person in charge retired.
Do you want to hear what the geophone through the earth sounds like?
A lot of people are excited it's back.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Garrison will record sounds around the park, compose a piece the park keeps, and learn a bit about how the noises people make affect the environment.
Like if we can say that these cars being that much louder or letting planes fly this much closer will have such and such impact on the environment, that really helps to shifting policy and to shifting, you know, making changes where we can coexist better and have a smaller impact on our environment. This was a piece that I did using a lot of field recordings from Chile, Iceland, and Texas.
Nature sings a song all its own.
It's almost like a microscope for your ears.
Garrison hopes the music he makes with it forces people to stop and listen. Thanks for joining me, the 9 News crew, and all the Colorado creatives that we featured. Hey Grady, want to play us out?